This is Grodox Litemon LP600Bi panel light. This is the newest addition in Grodox lighting setup, so let's unbox it. The light comes with this amazing carrying pouch. Here is the user manual. This is the light wrapped in the plastic bag. Let's keep it aside for a second. Next, you have wired connection brick and you have the wire itself. The bag itself has a great texture, and guys, this bag is really good for the carrying purposes. Let's unwrap this wire. Just from the first look, this wire looks really long, but just to be sure, let's measure this out. So I have this inchy tape, and from one end of the wire to this brick, it's around 7 feet long, and the total length of this wire is around 13 feet. So this is the light, and it comes with this great yoke. This yoke seems quite sturdy. Let's insert the wire, and you can also use the batteries. This is a 3-way button, and you can actually choose if you want wire or the battery connection. This light also have these barn doors which you can use to control the light. These barn doors are also very sturdy and looks great. So the reason why I have set this light to be a great beginner option is because of its settings. There are very limited options on this light which makes it beginner friendly. If I click on the menu, you can see the Bluetooth, you can see languages. You just have 2 languages here, English and Chinese. You can click on the display and change the brightness of this display. You can go up to 100% or you can go as low as 10%. I will set it to 50% for now. Next, you can upgrade this light. You have to connect this light to the phone in order to do that. You can do the factory reset. In terms of mode, it has CCT and FX. CCT has just 2 options, light temperature and the brightness of this light. You can use the same plug to change the options, and you can rotate it to increase or decrease the value. The other option is FX, which are just the effects. You can see the different effects here. There are 11 different type of effects here. You can also remove these barn doors. Just press this button down and you have to take the barn doors out. These barn doors are quite heavy, guys, and they look really sturdy. The light itself is not very heavy, and you can see there is a diffusion panel on the top of the LEDs. This diffusion panel doesn't seem to be replaceable or removable. Let's measure the dimensions of this light. From one side to another, the light itself is 10.5 inches. If I include the knobs, the light is around 13 inches. From top to bottom, the panel itself is around 8 inches, but if you include the yoke, it's around 11 inches. So overall, this light have a manageable size and it's not too big. Let's measure the weight of this light. I have this kitchen scale which I believe will be able to measure the weight of this light. So the light itself with the yoke is like 990 grams. If you include the barn doors, the total weight is around 1 kg and 280 grams. So you can imagine the barn doors are quite heavy. You can actually remove this yoke, but guys, without the yoke, it's hard to place the light on any stand. This yoke doesn't seem to be metal, but it's extremely lightweight, and you can see the screws of the yoke is not in the middle. Without the yoke, the light itself is like 770 grams only. Now in order to check the color temperatures, I am doing a small experiment here. I have set the light to 5600 Kelvin with 19% brightness, and you can see without this light there is no light going on around me. So let's check what does my Sony camera says regarding the color temperature. I have set this gray card and I'm going to the white balance. I'm going to set it, and guys, you can see my Sony camera is saying exactly 5600 Kelvin, which is on the light, and there is no green or magenta tint. I'm going to do this experiment again, and this time I have set the color temperature to 3000 Kelvin with 20% brightness. If I set the white balance again, you can see my camera is capturing 3000 Kelvin with no green or magenta tint. My Sony camera is giving exactly same readings as the light. Next, let's look at the user manual. Inside the user manual, I saw a page showing all the brightness at different levels and color temperatures. You can pause the video and look at the lux values at different distances. I don't have a meter to confirm this, but I can show you how does this light looks on me. I have set up the light inside my room and the light is around 5 feet away from me in this direction and the camera is exactly in the front. You can see this side is fully lit and it's looking great. I haven't added any modifiers, but the light is still soft. I'm using the mobile app to control this light. Let's reduce the intensity to 0%. You can see there is no other light around me, so let's turn it on. Right now it's on 30% intensity and the color temperature is 5600 Kelvin. I have also shared the camera settings with you. I have changed the intensity to 10% and you can see the difference here. Let's use a different fill light to use on the other side. I am using the Amran 25C here. As you can see, if I place the light on the other side, I am looking way better now. The darker side is also well lit. If I move the light to my back, you can see the difference here. I am moving the fill light so that you can see the difference at different points. You can also check out how does it look on my back. Let me change the color on my fill light. This one is red. Next is blue. Without the fill light, you can see the other side is quite dark. Right now I am lit on one side, but you can see the harsh shadows on my back and the other side is very dark. If you do not sit next to a wall, I believe this light is really amazing, guys. Even without any modifiers, this light is pretty soft. Now if you don't have a fill light, you can also use a white board like this, which I have bought from Dollarama. If I place the board in the opposite direction of the light, you can see my other side is looking way better now. Without the board, it's quite dark, but with the board it fills a lot of shadow. You can clearly see the difference with board and without the board. If I keep the board a bit far and out of the frame, it's still filling some of the shadows. So this board makes a lot of difference, guys. Let me change the color temperature of this light. Right now it's on 3200 Kelvin and my camera is set to 5600 Kelvin for the white balance. Now I am changing it to 6500 Kelvin. You can see the bluish tint in the light. Now it's back to 5600 Kelvin. Let's increase the intensity to show the difference. Now this light is on 20% brightness and you can see the difference. I am bringing in the fill light once again and will keep it on the other side. As you can see, this setup and 20% light intensity looks the best. Looking at the camera screen, I feel this is the right exposure. Let me move the fill light again to show you the difference. I am increasing the intensity of this light again just to show you how bright this light is. Right now it's on 50% brightness and I am already overexposed. Now I am changing the intensity to 100% and guys, this light is very bright. Let's reduce it to 15% before I get blind. In the end, I will show you the mobile app which comes with this light. So you have to download this Grodox Light app, which is available for both Android and iOS. I have already set up this light and it takes a while in order to connect it. It might be the Bluetooth. So you can see the light here and right now the brightness is at 0. You have to turn on this light first and you can see the light is working fine with the Bluetooth. It's very responsive and you can change the value in increments of 1. This is the 100% brightness, guys. Let's reduce it a bit. You can type in the manual values if you want. Let's change the color temperature. There are some set color values in the app which you can select from here. You can see the light can go as low as 2800 Kelvin and it can go as high as 6500 Kelvin. You can also check in the effects here and change as you want. This is the SOS effect. Let's check the lightning effect. Since there are very few options with this light, I believe this is the best light for any beginner. In terms of light intensity or light colors, this light is amazing guys, and the app itself is very easy. You can also add in more lights using this plus icon, and you can save the settings as a preset. You can see some other options on this app. You can also connect these lights with the remote, which I don't have right now, and you can create scenes which can include multiple lights. So overall this light is good to go guys. It's bright, it's very easy for the beginner, and it's very lightweight. There is a RGB version available for this light, so you can check out that if you want an RGB light. The price of this light is 150 Canadian dollars. So check out this light and let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you around in the next video.